Imagine you're scrolling through TikTok and suddenly you see something unbelievable. That's what happened when Isabella Duarte, a famous TikTok star from Colombia, was live streaming from Miami. Millions of her fans were watching when, out of nowhere, ICE agents walked into the frame. Isabella's smile faded as the agents started talking to her. They said she had stayed in the United States longer than her visa allowed. Her fans watched in shock as the agents led her away. The whole thing was captured live, and it felt like something out of a movie. Isabella, known for her fun dances and cheerful personality, looked confused and scared. Her followers immediately started sharing the clip, wondering what was happening and if she was okay. Nobody expected a normal live stream to turn into a real-life drama involving immigration officers. It was a moment that would soon spark a huge debate. Let's rewind to the moment it happened. Isabella was in the middle of a dance challenge, her bright room filled with colorful decorations. She wore a big smile, and her energy was contagious. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. She paused the music a little surprised and opened it. Two ICE agents stood there, their faces serious. They spoke in calm but firm voices, explaining to Isabella that they needed to talk to her about her visa. The camera, still rolling, captured every word. Isabella looked confused. She insisted she had done everything right. The agents explained that according to their records, her visa had expired. They asked her to step outside with them to sort things out. You could see the fear in Isabella's eyes, but she tried to stay calm for her viewers. She told them she would be back soon, but there was a worry in her voice that everyone could hear. What happened next was even more shocking. Isabella went outside with the agents, still holding her phone. The live stream continued, now showing the street outside her apartment. The agents told her she was being taken into custody. They explained that she would need to go with them to the ICE office. Isabella pleaded with them, saying she had paperwork at home that proved her visa was valid. But the agents were firm. They said she could present the documents later. They gently guided her towards an unmarked car. Her fans watched, horrified. They flooded the comments with messages of support, disbelief, and anger. Some offered legal advice, others shared prayers, and many simply typed "Free Isabella" over and over again. The live stream ended abruptly as Isabella got into the car, leaving her fans with unanswered questions and a deep sense of unease. The digital world had just witnessed a real-life arrest. The moment the live stream cut off, the clip exploded online. It wasn't just on TikTok anymore. People shared on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. News outlets picked up the story, showing the shocking video of Isabella's arrest. Everyone had an opinion. Some people defended ICE, saying they were just doing their job. Others were outraged, arguing that Isabella was unfairly targeted. The hashtag #FreeIsabella started trending worldwide. Celebrities and influencers joined the conversation, amplifying the story to millions more. The video sparked intense debates about immigration laws, human rights, and the power of social media. People debated whether ICE had the right to arrest someone on a live stream, and whether Isabella's online fame had anything to do with it. What started as a live stream had become a global phenomenon, forcing people to confront tough questions about justice and fairness. As the online storm raged, Isabella's family hired a lawyer named Ms. Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez was known for her work on immigration cases, and she immediately got to work trying to free Isabella. Her first step was to gather all the documents related to Isabella's visa. Ms. Rodriguez knew that time was of the essence. She contacted ICE, demanding to see the evidence they had against Isabella. She argued that the arrest was a mistake and that Isabella had followed all the rules. The lawyer also reached out to Isabella, who was understandably scared and confused. Ms. Rodriguez reassured her that she would do everything she could to get her released. She asked Isabella to remember every detail about her visa renewal process, hoping to find proof that ICE had made a mistake. The legal battle had begun, and the world was watching. Ms. Rodriguez worked tirelessly, piecing together the evidence. She found copies of Isabella's renewal application, bank statements showing the payment for the visa extension, and even emails confirming the approval. It was like a detective solving a mystery. Finally, she had everything she needed. She presented the documents to ICE, showing them irrefutable proof that Isabella's visa was indeed valid. The evidence was so strong that ICE had no choice but to admit they had made a mistake. Their database had not been updated with the correct information. Isabella was released from custody. The news spread like wildfire online. #IsabellaIsFree started trending, replacing the old hashtag. People celebrated the victory, praising Ms. Rodriguez for her hard work and demanding answers from ICE about their error. The truth had finally come out, but the story didn't end with Isabella's release. Now people were angry. How could ICE make such a big mistake? The public demanded answers. Many felt that Isabella had been wrongly arrested and treated unfairly. Social media exploded with criticism of ICE. People shared stories of other similar incidents, where individuals have been detained or deported due to errors in government databases. The hashtag Justice for Isabella began to gain traction. Critics accused ICE of being careless and irresponsible. They argued that the agency needed to improve its data management and training to prevent future mistakes. Some even called for an investigation into ICE's practices, questioning whether the agency was properly protecting the rights of immigrants. The public outcry was loud and clear. This mistake was unacceptable. A darker question began to surface. Was Isabella targeted because she was famous? Some people believed that ICE had singled her out because of her large online following. They argued that her visibility made her an easy target to make an example of. Accusations of profiling started flying. People pointed out that there were likely many others with similar visa issues, but they weren't arrested on Livestream. Was Isabella's arrest a way for ICE to send a message to other immigrants? This raised serious concerns about fairness and justice. If ICE was targeting individuals based on their online presence, it would be a violation of their rights. The idea that someone could be targeted simply for being popular online was chilling, and it added another layer of complexity to the already controversial case. Isabella's case also opened up a bigger conversation about government surveillance. How closely were agencies like ICE monitoring social media? Were they using algorithms to identify potential visa violations? People worried that their online activity could be used against them. The accuracy of government data also came under scrutiny. If ICE's database was so outdated, what other errors were lurking in the system? This raised questions about the reliability of the information used to make important decisions about people's lives. Some experts argued that this case highlighted the need for greater transparency and oversight of government agencies. They called for stricter regulations to protect individuals from wrongful arrests and detentions based on inaccurate data. The debate about surveillance and data accuracy was far from over. The fact that Isabella's arrest happened live and then went viral changed everything. It showed the immense power of social media to bring attention to important issues. Without the video, would her case have gotten so much attention? Probably not. Social media acted like a giant megaphone, amplifying Isabella's story and forcing people to pay attention. It allowed her supporters to organize, share information, and put pressure on ICE to do the right thing. But it also showed the potential dangers of trial by social media. While the online outrage helped Isabella, it could also be unfair and lead to misinformation. The line between justice and a digital mob can be blurry. This case became a powerful example of how social media can shape public opinion and influence real-world events. Isabella's story wasn't just about one TikTok star. It became a symbol of the larger struggles that many immigrants face. It shone a light on the complexities of immigration policies and visa regulations. People started sharing their own stories of dealing with confusing paperwork, long wait times, and the constant fear of making a mistake that could lead to deportation. Isabella's case became a rallying cry for immigration reform. The incident forced people to think about how immigrants are treated in the United States. Are they given a fair chance? Are their rights protected? The conversation extended beyond Isabella's specific situation and touched on fundamental questions about justice, fairness, and the American dream. It was a reminder that behind every immigration case, there's a human story. After her release, Isabella spoke out about her experience. She described feeling scared, confused, and humiliated by the arrest. She said she couldn't believe that something like this could happen to her, especially when she had done everything right. Isabella also expressed gratitude to her lawyer, her family, and her fans for their unwavering support. She said that without them, she wouldn't have been able to get through such a difficult time. Looking to the future, Isabella said she wanted to use her platform to raise awareness about immigration issues. She wanted to help others who might be facing similar challenges. Despite the trauma, she remained determined to spread positivity and use her voice for good. She hoped her story would inspire others to stand up for what's right. ICE issued a brief statement acknowledging the error in Isabella's case. They explained that their databases are complex and sometimes experience delays in updating information. They apologized for the inconvenience caused to Isabella, but maintained that their officers were acting in good faith based on the information available to them at the time. The statement didn't address the allegations of profiling or whether they were monitoring Isabella's social media activity. They also didn't offer any specific details about how they would prevent similar errors in the future. Many people found the statement to be inadequate and evasive. They felt that ICE wasn't taking responsibility for its mistake and wasn't doing enough to address the underlying problems with its data management and enforcement practices. The controversy surrounding Isabella's arrest continued to simmer. To understand the full impact of Isabella's case, let's hear from some experts. A legal expert specializing in immigration law explained that ICE has a responsibility to ensure the accuracy of its data. They noted that using outdated information can lead to serious consequences, including wrongful arrests and deportations. An immigration advocate argued that Isabella's case highlights the need for more humane immigration policies. They emphasized that immigrants are often treated unfairly and that the system needs to be reformed to protect their rights. A social media analyst discussed the power of viral content to shape public opinion. They explained how Isabella's video sparked a global conversation about immigration and forced people to confront uncomfortable truths. These expert opinions provide valuable context and different perspectives on the complex issues raised by Isabella's arrest. Isabella's case is not unique. There have been other instances where people have been wrongly arrested or targeted by ICE due to database errors or alleged visa violations. For example, there was the case of a student who was detained for weeks because of a clerical error, even though he had a valid student visa. There have also been cases where individuals with large social media followings have claimed they were targeted by immigration authorities because of their online activism. These cases share common threads: errors, accusations of profiling, and the devastating impact on individuals and their families. Looking at these other cases helps us see that Isabella's experience is part of a larger pattern. It highlights systemic problems within the immigration system and the need for greater oversight and accountability. Each case serves as a reminder that mistakes can have life-altering consequences. Could Isabella sue ICE for wrongful arrest? It's a possibility. If she could prove that ICE acted negligently or violated her rights, she might have a case. A lawsuit could seek compensation for the emotional distress, reputational damage, and legal fees she incurred. However, suing the government is never easy. ICE has significant legal protections, and proving wrongdoing can be challenging. Isabella would need to present compelling evidence to convince a court that ICE acted improperly. Even if she won, the outcome is uncertain. The amount of compensation she might receive would depend on various factors, including the severity of the harm she suffered and the strength of her legal arguments. Pursuing legal action would be a long and difficult process, but it could also send a powerful message about accountability and justice. Isabella's experience could have a chilling effect on other content creators, especially those who are immigrants or from marginalized communities. They might be afraid to share their stories or express their opinions online, fearing that they could become targets of government surveillance or enforcement. Some creators might choose to self-censor their content, avoiding topics that could be seen as controversial or critical of the government. This could stifle creativity and limit the diversity of voices online. It's important for social media platforms and communities to create a safe and supportive environment for all content creators, regardless of their background or immigration status. This includes protecting their privacy, providing resources for legal assistance, and advocating for policies that protect their rights. The online world should be a place where everyone feels free to express themselves without fear. Isabella's case could be a turning point for IC. It could lead to changes in how the agency operates, particularly in its data management and enforcement procedures. ICE could implement stricter protocols for verifying visa information before making arrests. They could also invest in upgrading their databases to ensure they are accurate and up-to-date. Furthermore, ICE could improve its training programs to teach officers how to handle sensitive situations with greater care and respect. They could also develop clearer guidelines for when it is appropriate to make arrests in public places, especially when there is a risk of causing unnecessary humiliation or distress. These changes could help prevent similar incidents from happening in the future and build trust between IC and the communities it serves. So, what can we learn from Isabella's story? First, it underscores the importance of due process. Everyone, regardless of their immigration status, deserves to be treated fairly and have their rights protected. Second, it highlights the critical need for data accuracy. Government agencies must ensure that the information they use is reliable and up-to-date. Mistakes can have devastating consequences. Third, it emphasizes the importance of accountability. When errors occur, those responsible must be held accountable. This helps prevent future mistakes and build trust in the system. Isabella's case is a reminder that these principles are not just abstract ideas. They are essential for protecting the rights and dignity of all individuals. It is also a reminder of the power of truth. Isabella's story calls us to action. It's not enough to simply watch and feel sympathy. We need to get involved. Start by talking to your friends and family about immigration reform. Share Isabella's story and other similar cases. Help people understand the challenges that immigrants face and why it's important to treat everyone with dignity and respect. Learn more about data privacy and government oversight. Support organizations that are working to protect our rights and hold government agencies accountable. Contact your elected officials and let them know that you care about these issues. Urge them to support policies that promote fairness, transparency, and justice. Together, we can make a difference. Let's make sure that what happened to Isabella doesn't happen to anyone else. In conclusion, Isabella Duarte's unexpected arrest during a live stream became a powerful symbol of larger issues. Her story highlighted the importance of due process, data accuracy, and accountability. It sparked debates about immigration policies, government surveillance, and the power of social media. While Isabella's case had a positive outcome, it also revealed systemic problems that need to be addressed. It showed how easily mistakes can be made and how important it is to protect the rights of all individuals, regardless of their immigration status. Isabella's story serves as a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a more just and equitable society. By speaking out, getting involved, and holding our leaders accountable, we can make a difference. Her story is a testament to the power of truth, justice, and the human spirit.